Power 92. We are number one in the streets.
All right, it's Power 92. We are number one in the streets. Guys, got a new special guest in the building. Make some noise for Jaz-O!
Yeah! What it is.
Welcome.
Thank
How
you.
are you? Welcome
Thank
to Power
you.
92.
I'm great.
Is this your first time here in this building? Because I know you've been in Chicago several times.
Yeah, my first time in this building.
Okay, well, welcome. It's good to have you. You're well rested.
Yeah.
You've been on a promo run, huh?
Yeah, some sorts.
Yeah.
Every time you leave home is a promo run after a while.
How long? What's the longest you've been gone from home? Ever in your career?
Ever in my career?
Yeah, because now we know you've been in the game for a minute.
Yeah. I think about 7 months.
Okay. Was that the trip to London?
No, that was only like 2.5 months.
Okay. And that was early on in your career. What was that even like to have? That's overseas. That's not just traveling to Cali to record some shit. That was early in your career. What was that like? London.
It was different. It was different. And simultaneously not really knowing what was going on. You know what's going on document,
right,
on paper, but experientially, you don't know what's going on because, you go into a place you've never been before.
You're so new to it.
Right. And it's like, why y'all sending me way out here? I could record, I could keep recording at D&D Studios where I was recording, so it was a lot different.
Yeah.
But it was an experience. I had a very large budget, fortunately.
Okay, large budget.
So, and I was with my peoples. A lot of people don't know. I mean, of course, everybody knows Jay-Z was with me,
of course.
but also Irv Gotti was with me.
Okay.
Irv Gotti was my DJ at the time.
Yeah. I seen the post you had just posted of Irv Gotti talking about how you taught him how to make a beat over the phone.
Oh, yeah.
How do you even do that? I took a beat producer class at Columbia, and to this day, I like making beats, but it's hard. It just never came easy to me. So how do you even explain that over the phone? And for Irv Gotti to have retained that, that's something else too on his end, to have been able to apply what you're telling him over the phone. That's a real visual thing.
Yeah. And I mean, we, this could turn into one of those moments you take for granted, certain times and certain experiences where things happen and you're like, oh, that just happened. That was last week. But, years go by and you see the impact, present day of some of the quote unquote small things that you have accomplished, and you go like, wow, that was mega.
That is,
and I'm sort of surprised he remembered that. A couple of other things, as far as I tutored a lot of people, and I appreciate him even mentioning, that there's a lot more to that story, but we got time.
We got time.
You're we got time.
No. Are you still in touch with Jay-Z and Irv Gotti, the Locks? Are you still in touch with everyone?
Yeah, but everybody's busy, so being in touch nowadays is definitely different than being in touch back when. I haven't spoken with Irv in a long time. I communicate with Jay periodically. I actually run into the Locks just out of nowhere sometimes, and all brothers, all love, so
that's real dope.
Yeah, it's great because the industry is so tumultuous.
Yeah,
anything can happen, and you got so many egos involved. You got so many people around. The principals with egos that, it can get crazy, so you have to be pretty grounded.
I mean, so how many years have you been in the game? 30 plus?
Yeah, 30 plus
so
at least. That's professional.
Yeah. Congratulations, by the way, because that's beautiful to be able to stay in. Well, here's my next question, because being in an industry like the one that we're in, 30 years plus is a long time. And along the way, there's so many ups and downs. And there's times where you're completely discouraged and you don't want to do it anymore. So what kept you going this long? And where does the love for the industry come from? And how does it stay? Because you know.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't love the industry. I love what the industry markets and promotes and sells, which is the music. And that was my prime motivation for ever jumping into this thing, is that I loved the ability to express myself on a level that I have accumulated and others have accumulated the skill set in order to do it in the way that they've done it and become standouts. That's what I love about it. It's just like going anywhere. You got a thing or you have a concept, and the concept may be beautiful, but all the people may not be as beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great way to put it.
Yes.
Because it is a funny industry, and there are a lot of times where you're just like, I don't want to do it today.
Yeah.
Do you feel that?
Lately, no, but in the past, definitely, because I was on a heavy spiritual vibe, for years, and I still am, but it took me time to learn how to balance those things, because when you start learning stuff, you want to tell everybody about it, you want to show that you are about it, and it gets in the way of like, but I got to put some food on the table. And, I have these obligations that I threw myself into because of what I do. So, just learning to balance those things out, and life happens in between. So,
how important is that spiritual journey for you, just in your life in general? I feel like a lot of people don't tap into it.
Perspective. You need perspective. People are so caught up into like, this is right, that's wrong, moral codes, and all of those are decisions. And that's what life is about. Life is about choices. So you have to make the choices that you desire or that fulfill your desires, that make you happy. And that's what your real purpose in life is. It's not like people think like, okay, this is important and that's important. Nothing is important unless it's important to you. And it may only be important to you, but that's all that's necessary.
That matters.
Right. And that's your purpose in life, is to become more of yourself by way of your choices.
I really like that. Is that what you have felt your purpose has been this whole time, or is that something that you had to learn along the way?
You know how you come full circle where you know things, but you haven't experienced it.
Okay.
So the true blessing, if you will, is to actually know something and then experience it, so then you can become an example of it without even opening your mouth.
Absolutely. I absolutely 100% agree with that. I do want to talk about what the hip-hop industry is like today, and just how much it's evolved from like Hawaiian Sophie and the Jay-Z collabs and those kinds of things to, I call them the Lils, the Lil Pumps, and, just these up-and-coming people. So what has it been for you to sit back and kind of watch that evolution in hip-hop?
It doesn't really faze me, because when I first started doing it, it was a rapidly changing, scenario already. When I first started rhyming, there were few people in Brooklyn, period, rhyming, and we were exposed to it by way of what was going on in the Bronx and uptown Manhattan. So it's always been a thing of continuous change, and technology has had, a serious impact on it.
A big impact.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, styles change. Because, my parents' generation would say like, oh, what's that y'all doing? That junk music, y'all just copying what we did already and stuff like that. And, I could sit back and say the same thing, but it's like, I
feel like that's almost the point, though, is to be influenced from people that are older than you and who have been in the game and just kind of making it your own, right? Right.
The foundation, right. Yeah. You build from the foundation. Now, if something grew from itself, and then it's still what it is. Like, and I talk about it often that, you know, I have a lot of people, you know, a lot of my contemporaries, and they'll say, like, oh, the music, you know, is trash now and this, that, and other. I was like, come on, man. When we were doing music, it was a lot of artists that were trash back then.
I'm sure people felt the same way, right?
And even though it's opinionated, you know, I could say it's trash. Somebody, you know, one person's you know, treasure, another person's trash. But it's like that's just what it is, and that's what it's about. Like people say, like, well, who's the best and all this other stuff. Like there's just so many things involved, and I'm saying all this to say that you know, instead of sitting back and scrutinizing and judging, you know, just become an example. If you see something, it's just like the person that sees somebody throw their garbage on the ground. And if you don't like it, don't sit there and, you know, or get on the phone like, oh, this person, they
littering,
they raunchy, yeah, you know, they just throw stuff on the ground. Pick it up. Become an example of what you feel inside. And that's what I do. Like if I hear something and I say my music is not like that, I don't have to say my music is not like that. Boom, here go my music. You know what I'm saying? There's my music. And I think if everybody did that, then, you know, we would thereby influence each other.
I agree.
In a positive way. You don't have to agree with things in order to accept them. And that's the misconception and the distinction between agreeance and acceptance.
I just had a conversation with someone the other day, and they wanted me to agree with their opinion so bad, and I was like, why can't we just agree that I'm not going to agree with it? Right? And that was such a hard pill for the person to swallow, but it's such a thing. Like, we don't have the same opinions on anything for the most part. I mean, sometimes.
Yeah.
But it just is what it is. But let's talk about the music, because the warm-up, that's coming out in just days, right?
Yeah, February 7th.
Yeah. So let's talk about the project. I want to know what it's about. I think I know, but I want you to tell me what it's about and just what we can expect from, I think, how many records is it? 10?
10.
What can we expect from the warm-up?
Well, it's just it's sort of a myriad of different styles. Some people could actually place errors on some of the songs.
That's cool.
Yeah, you know.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, and I think that my point was to exhibit the timelessness of my personal skill set, and also to express myself. You know, every song, regardless of the subject matter, you're going to get Jaz-O. You know, and I think that's important, and I think that is one of the points that some of my contemporaries make, you know, in reference to a lot of the new music, is that, you know, it's sort of like assembly line music. Everybody follows the same patterns and stuff like that. But it's like, so what? So if that's the case, then stick to your guns.
And that's it?
Yeah. Is
it like a storytelling album?
No, but I do have, like, for instance, you know, I'm going to segue into the single that's out now.
Do it.
Marcy, and that's Cysee and WHY. It's a love story that is between myself and the place that I was born and raised, which is Marcy Houses. And it through the story I tell, it personifies. So if you're not familiar with Marcy at all, you would think that it's a person, you know, a nurturing, loving. You don't know if it's romantic or whether it's, you know, maternal. So, yeah.
Yeah, you guys have to hear the record, because I remember before I really started digging and doing my homework on you, I was like, is he talking about somebody? No, whole time you're talking about where you're from.
Exactly.
Why was it important for that to be the single?
One reason is because it was, well, it's the same reason, because it was with Equity Distro. It turned out that it was a standout song, you know, because of what, not just the content, but the vibe of the song, it was a standout song as far as the project is concerned.
Okay.
But also the reason why it was a standout song in their view, you know, because it's something that's heartfelt. So basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anybody, any features on the album?
May Live Forever. We have excerpts from Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
Yeah, on the song. I have a song called Looking Like. Yeah.
What's your favorite off the album? So that tomorrow when I'm hosting the listening party, I can pay attention to it. I always ask that question too. It's always fascinating for me to hear the artist's favorite record.
I would say, man, it's hard.
You're like all of them, all 10.
All 10 really. But I would say on the as far as just the experience of performing the vocals and my mindset, that's what I would base my favorite on. Because the end product they're all the same to me.
Okay.
But I would say In My Sleep.
In My Sleep.
Looking Like, Marcy, most definitely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end up saying all 10.
Right, actually, all 10. And I'm excited to really hear him tomorrow.
And definitely, I have to add this Kings County Forever.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna be paying attention tomorrow.
I didn't say that.
Growing up in Marcy houses, you know, is there something that you learned that you still apply to your life today from that experience?
Yeah. I always say it. People hear me say it all the time. I stick to my guns. You know.
You said that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other, you know, some people in my life, you know, they call it stubborn tenacity on my part. You know, that I'm just bullheaded. You know, but I mean, you can call it what you want to call it. You know, it's my choice. It's my life.
Yeah.
You know, I stick to it, and I have a purpose behind it. I'm just not randomly, I'm gonna do this because, you know.
I just want to be different than everybody else.
Yeah, you know, right. You becoming the same just in the statement of thinking that. But yeah, I mean, I learned a whole lot of things. I mean, some things, you know, I can't talk about on the radio. But
I feel that.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons. You know, who your friends are. And most importantly, people could talk a good one all day. Just watch what they do and watch how they treat other people. And sometimes, in some cases, you can't even do that. You just have to harbor on how they treat you.
I bet after all these years, your circle is real small.
Very small.
Yeah. And I feel like that's important. I feel like you should keep it like that.
Yeah. And it's not that I don't love that many people.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that the sad truth is there's some people in your life that you just have to love from a distance. You know? I
always go back to Chicago's own, his name is Lil Durk. He talks a lot about, he tried to put some of his friends on, but he just couldn't take everybody with him. And it just became some people didn't want to leave the lifestyle that they grew up in, and they didn't see the bigger picture and the bigger vision. And he talks a lot about small circles, and you just can't take everyone with you.
No, you can't.
And that's just what it is. But who you taking on the Bust the Speaker tour? Who comes with you? Who's like your main like people who go with you everywhere?
Well, you mean as far as my
yeah, like who goes everywhere with you?
Is this guy I just met last week over
Wally.
here? This guy Wally.
This guy over here.
Yeah, this guy. Is that? I'm not sure. Is that still your name, or is that your name?
Would you go by something else? Let me. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Wally.
one of those guys. He got a lot of money. You know, he might change his name on us or something. But he got 5 names or something.
You gonna do a ditty on us?
You know.
Change your name like 10 times.
Right. To do a symbol like Prince did.
Look.
You know.
Look.
Yeah. So I mean, always Wally. My DJ Thorough.
Okay, DJ Thorough.
And
am I gonna meet him tomorrow? Is he in town?
Nah, he's not in town.
Okay.
You know, he's exclusive. He's overseas. You know, big time. You know.
Okay. Man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
How has the tour been? What city are you on now?
Well, here.
Okay, so we're going to be the first?
Yeah.
That's dope. And it's NBA All-Star Weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We doing it big. We doing it big. Tell everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Are you... How did the Kobe thing affect you? Because I'm still over here just every day, just sad.
Yeah. I have a...
Excuse me.
Yeah. I'm... No problem. This your world over here.
My bad. I just...
You know.
I'm sorry, my bad. I just, don't want to spread my germs. Nah. But yeah, the Kobe thing really did just... I remember, of course, where I was at, what time it happened and everything. And I just remember telling my family, like, Kobe's dead? And they're like, no, that's not true. And nobody was really covering it at the time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was a thing. And I just feel like, they've got to do something, obviously, NBA All-Star Weekend. So how did it affect you?
At first, I have to be honest, like, it was so crazy because, it came up on the feeds. I thought it was fake news.
Right? Same here.
And then I was actually, I'm not going to plug the restaurant I was in. It's not right. Not that I have anything against them.
Look at your media etiquette.
Hey, after a while, I like
you
get it.
Get it, right.
Yeah,
you
one
get
day.
It.
So CNN was on. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, it's official.
Reputable source.
And, yeah. And it was sad. It's still sad. And, I don't really look at death itself as a sad thing. I look more at the circumstances, the position that it puts his family in, with his daughter, and the others not
Facts.
Being able to, and it's closed-minded of us to say that they haven't fulfilled their purpose, because we don't know. We don't know that, but you do know that they have made a choice, like we all do on a daily basis, to continue to fulfill our lives by way of our choices, and it was interrupted. And any suffering, any physical, psychological, traumatic suffering is what makes me sad about anybody's death,
It's interesting. Me and Mike Jones were just talking about death earlier today. And it's just like something that I'm trying to be okay with. Because, the older you get, the more and more people around you are dying because they're getting older too. Mm-hmm. So how is it that you're not sad by it? And that's a real question. Like my friend DJ Big Pat, this guy over here, he just passed away in September. And I try to tell myself that his time here has been fulfilled, and that's why God took him. Mm-hmm. But it's still a really hard pill for me to swallow.
Right. Well, I don't necessarily want to express my views based on, years of study and research on things of that nature, but I will say this. About 3 years ago, my grandmother, my mother's mother, passed, and she was 89, and I just look at it the way I feel I should look at it. Of course, and this is the funny part, and a lot of people don't get this. I don't really, and people will say, oh, that's not the politically correct thing to say, but I don't really miss her. Okay. Because what she is to me is in my heart.
Okay.
That's just, all of us here really just, a manifestation of what we really are in the form within this paradigm for us to interpret location and difference, a catalyst for each other. Because at the end of the day, what she meant to myself and my family and others around her, it's not just, her, the human being, the physical being. It was what she did, all the intangibles. And those things are in my heart.
You still hold on to them. That's a great way to look at it, yeah.
Yeah, and the truth of the matter is, and a lot of people may beg to differ, and I don't care, spirit and soul is like water. Always returns to the source. So where you think it goes back.
Right back.
Back to you.
Yeah.
Because you're a part of that. It's all the same thing. So, you know, it's just a transfer of energy.
I could pick your brain forever now that I know all this. But I do want to talk about Astoria Lounge. I want to make sure we plug that. That's NBA All-Star Weekend. So what can people expect from, I guess, your performances?
Oh,
and you're with Crucial Conflict too on the bill too, right?
Oh well, just Wild Style.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully they come out too.
Yeah,
you know, show some love.
I hope so.
Yeah, shout out to Crucial Conflict.
Yeah, they popped out to my birthday party last week. I was like,
all right, big time.
Okay, right? I was like,
I see you.
Hey y'all, you're the one on tour with them or with Wild Style.
So
what are your performances like?
They're exciting. I like it. I like it. It's been a while. As you know, you may know last year I was on tour with Eric B and Rakim.
Yeah.
And before then, I had not been on tour in, I don't even want to tell everybody how many years. But it was a great experience.
Like you belong there.
Yeah, because I do.
Facts.
You know, and I did. So I just, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I was used to the life, you know, so I jumped back into it. And, you know, I know how to manage my sleep. And, you know, some of the things that I did when I toured back when, you know, I don't do anymore. So it's like man,
what?
I got all this extra energy. What's going on? So I'm going to give it up to the crowd.
Yes. And that's important for me. I love when an artist just performs their ass off. Like, I just love a good performance. You know what I mean? Like, I hate when artists just walk around. Like, no, engage with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know that you're having fun. I want to have fun too.
Yeah. I'm not doing cartwheels. I ain't jumping on top of speakers. But, you know,
you ain't jumping in crowds.
Yeah, I ain't jumping in crowds. 'Cause, you know, I don't know you like that. You know, you could do this, and then I got broken bones for a couple of months.
You could jump and everybody just move away. Shit.
Right.
And then you'd be real fucked up.
Yeah. So, but I know. But you know, it was fun. It's fun.
Yeah, and I'm sure it is.
Looking forward to more fun, and the most enjoyable aspect is to, you know, like my first show, I was, you know, super nervous, and I was telling Thorough, you know, I was like, yeah, actually, I'm nervous before every show. You know,
I feel that.
And the day that I'm not nervous, I may start worrying. You know,
it's a healthy thing to me.
The anticipation of the outcome, and but you know, it's not like an insecure type of thing. It's just the anticipation. Yeah. Because you know you've done what is necessary to pull off what you need to pull off.
Yeah, it's kind of like once you're up there, it just kind of is like go time. Yeah. I always tell people, even like when I'm hosting gigs, like you still feel that way. Everybody's looking at you, waiting for you to say something funny. I'm not no comedian. Right. So it's like, you know, you get that feeling. It's almost like when you're a kid and it's like speech class and you're just tweaking in the seat. You're like, damn, I can't wait for them to just call my name. So but when you're up there, it's just something completely different. Yeah. So I think it's such a healthy, such a healthy nervous feeling. But you know, I guess after, you know, all these years, we're not going to say no more years.
No, it's cool. I was just making a joke. I'm not ashamed of my age.
Yeah, because it's dope that you, like, this longevity is dope to me. Because people definitely don't, you know,
they put age limits on things.
They do.
It's another one of those social programs.
Yeah. But a lot of successful people, their success came later in life. You know what I mean? So I think that's always a funny thing. Right. You're too old to do this, or you're too young. It's just a weird thing to me. Right. But after 30 years, I guess, what's the most valuable piece of advice that you could give to these people who want to tap into it, who aren't necessarily in it in any capacity, and are just kind of seeing the flashing lights more than the actual love for it? What advice can you really, some like real authentic raw shit?
I mean, just buckle up and look at it for what it really is and jump into it, because I can sit here and tell you, you know, look out for this, look out for that, but you have to be hands-on. And, you know, the truth of the matter, and I'm sure a lot of people will say also this is not the politically correct thing to say, but yeah, you know, go ahead into this thing if this is what you love, and yeah, you're gonna get beat for some dough. You know, you may say some of the wrong things, and you know, have a couple of people waiting outside the club for you, you know, or outside the studio for you. But you have to make the choices that you feel is going to benefit you, and do your research, because the information is out there. I mean, we got Google, we got all types of books, you know, people capitalizing on common sense.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
So it's definitely out there where people can find out, you know, the modus operandi of different things, you know, and learn about your publishing and, you know, your writers, and, you know, learn about ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, and the others, and, you know, the way the game has changed. You know, I deal with a lot of my contemporaries who, you know, like, yo, let's do something, yo, let's throw it out there. I was like, what you mean by throw it out there? You know, it's like, throw
There's
it out there.
There's a whole science to this.
In the early 90s was one thing. There's no technical throwing it out there these days. Throwing it out there means it's like, okay, let's get this music encrypted. Let's handle all the paperwork so that we say, you know, this is our music. Let's get the splits down.
Yeah.
You know, whatever performance monitoring agency, you know, you belong to, you know, register the title, all of that stuff, and, you know, get it right.
Because I don't think a lot of artists know that there's all that other stuff that comes with it.
No, they don't.
So I'm glad you're touching on that.
And they get, you know, and they have management or sponsors that take care of all of that for them, and, you know, they can place any numbers, any splits, any names they choose on it. And you just like, okay, they advancing you this money, you know, they taking you here, they give you these, you know, give you a car and a house, and, you know, you don't see the deed, you don't see the title, you know, like, don't go in blind like that. But, you know, if you choose, because it's your life, your choices. If you choose, go in, see the outcome, and then make a decision if you want to still be a hoe or you want to do business.
Do your homework. Period. Do your homework. And then I think everybody should know, too, like, everybody's journey is different.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So tomorrow, though, we're doing I'm hosting your private listening party.
Yeah,
so
litty.
We can't tell nobody where it's at quite yet. This is exclusive, right?
Yes.
This is exclusive. So I'll come back, though, and let everybody know what I think about the album. So that's exciting.
Cool.
10 tracks, the warm-up. And when does it come out again? Soon.
Come out?
February.
February 7th.
That's days away. So congratulations on the new project.
Thank you.
And we look forward to it. Where can people follow you on social media?
Follow me.
Keep up with you.
On on IG, Jaz-O KKMG. That's Jazo KKMG.
Go do that.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. The website is my the guy on the shoulder.
Gotta take care of you.
Yeah, the one. He's the one with the halo. He's the one with the halo and the
don't forget
the horns.
Oh, is it like that? That's funny. That's funny. Noted.
That's my brother.
Oh,
we got it out the mud.
Thanks. That's what's up.
So yeah, KingsCountyMediaGroup.com. That's KINGZ KOUNTYMEDIAGROUP.com.
And the single's out, guys.
Yes. MARCY. That's M-A-R-SEE-WHY.
There it is, guys. Make some noise for Jaz-O.
Yeah. Kings County, Marcy forever.
Yeah.
Power 92.3 FM.